with full coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown run.
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside
Luke Robinson.
Luke Robinson.
I've only done this for about 20 years.
Well, I have to check to make sure that it's you. You show up so often. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Lots to talk about tonight. We will look at some future SEC schedules. That's always fun to do. We look at that occasionally. The question is, what's the chances any of these happen past 2025?
Well, looking at these, I certainly have an opinion on something here, and I think something will change. I think something should change. But anyway, let's go forward.
Yeah.
Onward and upward.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We'll take a look at that. It could be interesting. The SEC softball tournament going on right now. Alabama, I think, just wrapped it up. They beat Auburn 3-2. So a really good game, but we'll see. It seems most of the experts say that Auburn will make a regional. They're on schedule to make a regional, and Alabama certainly will as well. So
I think Auburn really helped themselves out winning that last 2 or 3 against South Carolina.
I think you're right.
They needed those. If they get swept there, I think it's a lot of trouble. But, it's the SEC, too. If you're playing in the SEC, there's a good chance you get in. I mean,
they actually won 3 of their last 4 series.
Yeah.
Or actually 4 of the last 5. The last one was against NC State. But they played much better in the second half than they did in the first half. So hopefully that will get them in. And somebody's going to be facing a team. They're going to be a very like the 4th seed, and people are like, "Whoa!" Now
I don't think there'll be a 4 anywhere, but I think they could be a 3.
I wouldn't. I
don't know that there's going to be any SEC teams that would be a 4.
Well, I
don't know how good Missouri is. I know Missouri is so bad in baseball.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. Where you're 0-21, you're 0-21 in league play.
I don't know as anybody's ever gone over.
It's very difficult to do. It's difficult to do. It really is.
I've ever seen. So yeah.
If you're given moderate effort.
Well, in baseball especially, you just don't hardly ever see that. Okay, so but some other games going on. Of course, Georgia beat Kentucky. I did not see how Missouri and Ole Miss. Did you see that?
Ole Miss won.
Okay. Ole Miss moving on. They will face Florida, I suppose, and Alabama will be facing South Carolina tomorrow. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Baseball, the NBA playoffs going on right now. We'll get one tonight. Minnesota and Golden State play tonight.
Minnesota and Golden State played tonight, and also Cleveland and Indiana are playing. And when I came in, Cleveland was up big. So
okay.
And a lot of so far all the road teams have won. Now Golden State will be at Minnesota tonight. Could be a difficult game, but they did just go to Houston and win. So it'll be interesting, but.
A lot of upsets in the first game. Right?
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I watch the NBA every time it's on. I treat the NBA regular season to me is a lot like Major League Baseball regular season. It is just it's painstaking to get through because individually these games mean nothing. Now they just mean nothing, but then when the playoffs start, after the first round, I started to get into the NBA a little bit. That first round, I always think you have the teams that are in there by default. Hey, we got to put somebody in that 8 slot. And now we've got it to where, okay, we've got some pretty good games. I mean, Minnesota and Golden State, even though I think that's actually a 6-7 matchup, that's actually two pretty good basketball teams. And Golden State, it'd be like playing Notre Dame in a bowl game. I mean, you're like, hey, they're going to show up. Now, we might beat them, and they might not be this good, but they still got the gold helmets,
Right.
And then the other night when Indiana beat Cleveland, that was interesting. But the real game was Denver hitting that three-pointer to go to OKC and win after OKC, swept Memphis. And they looked unbeatable, and they've been just the best team in the league, really, for the most part of the year, if it wasn't Cleveland. And both those teams lose. But, look, I would have no problem personally if it were a Cleveland-OKC matchup. But I think a very casual fan would be like, I'm not watching that. I mean, if it were the Lakers and Celtics, I think more
Sure.
people tune in. But OKC and Cleveland, I mean, I challenge anybody who doesn't watch the NBA, at least on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, to say, hey, name somebody on either team.
I could.
I'm looking at Andy, by the way.
I could. All right. Confirmation here. Yes. An SEC baseball team has gone winless
Really?
in conference play.
Who?
The most notable instance is Vanderbilt in 1963,
Okay.
which finished 0-16, only playing 16
yeah,
games.
I mean,
so there
first
you
of
go.
all,
we played nearly twice as many.
Missouri's already lapped them on that. I
Yeah.
mean, Missouri's already 0-21.
This remains the only documented case of a team completing an SEC season without a single conference win. As of May 6, 2025, the Missouri Tigers are at risk of matching this. They currently hold an 0-21 record in SEC play, as we have said, having been swept in 7 consecutive
That's hard
series.
to do.
There's,
Who do they have left? Do you know?
that's a good
The
question.
pressure's
We'll
really
look-
on who they have left.
We'll look that up.
I've got to look that up.
Their struggles have been attributed to a combination of factors, including a high team ERA and defensive challenges. With 3 SEC series remaining, Missouri would need to secure at least 1 win to avoid becoming the first since Vanderbilt in 63 to finish the season winless in conference play. Wow. Okay. So 0-21, 3 series left, and we are efforting to find out who
I've
that
got to
might be.
see. I mean, it's
Yeah, well, that would be good. But yeah, I mean, again, 0-16 in 1963, that's bad, but that's 4 series.
Yeah.
I mean, or 5
it's
series.
really not even that
Yeah.
impressive considering what Missouri's doing.
And really good grief.
And plus, if some team, okay, Missouri is at Texas A&M, I see that. Okay, so they got 3 at A&M. A&M is kind of waking up. By the way, I think A&M was preseason number 1, and so A&M is kind of waking up. And, God, this thing is not really helping me out. One more, I got to find it. I know that everybody's on the edge of their seat.
They
with
all,
Missouri's.
as am I.
Well, I'm trying my best. Oh, dang it, Mississippi State. And Mississippi State stinks too, but they, well, I say they stink. They're not the worst, but they're not very good.
So who did you say, Texas A&M, who?
And Mississippi State. So neither team is ranked that they play. They got a real shot. The best shot. I mean, Mississippi State. You want to talk about if they get swept at A&M, which I'd say there's at least a 98% chance of that. Then Mississippi State's going to come in biting their fingernails.
You would think.
I mean, because you don't want to be the
Or
team.
licking their chops.
Well, you don't want to be the team. Well, I mean, Missouri will have nothing to play for outside of
What do they have to play for now?
nothing. Well, if they win a game this weekend, then it is sort of like, okay, now we can finally mail it in. But to go winless.
I mean, at this point,
I know.
Don't you want to go winless? I mean,
No,
if you're-
you don't want to.
Sure, you do. You're like,
What do you mean, sure you
we'll
do?
be wanting, but you'll never be known. I mean, you'll be famous for being the team that never won a game.
I mean,
that went over the first.
That'd be like having a trophy for world's ugliest baby. Like, you just had the world's ugliest baby. Here's your trophy. Oh, well, I'm so glad to win this. I got so many people to thank. No, you don't want to win for being the worst ever.
Wait, what? You're the worst ever?
If you win one, percentage-wise, statistically, you are still better than that Vanderbilt team in '63. You can't get worse than
percentage-wise, yes.
.000 infinity.
But I didn't even know there was a team in 1963.
I didn't either.
But I'll remember this one.
And now I'll remember both of them.
Oh.
Well, let me say this. I'll now know both. I promise you, the fact, for some reason, I ran into let me say this. It's going to seem like it has nothing to do with it. I ran into an old...
Chances are.
I ran into an old high school classmate the other day. I hadn't seen him probably since I graduated. He was a year younger than I. And we were talking, and I said, he married another classmate of mine. And, of course, I asked him about her and the sister and all this other stuff that was at Indian Springs, too. And I said, how are their parents? And he said, that's great. He said, almost kind of hard to believe you remember. I said, I'll never forget this. Their dad's name is Stacy, and their mom's name is Chris. I have never, ever forgotten that, because it seems like it should be the other way. I've met women named Chris, and I've met men named Stacy. But when I'd never met a Stacy and a Chris married each other with opposite names of what you thought it would have been. Okay. So it stuck with me. Vanderbilt, 0-16, 1963 in baseball, that is now in there in permanent ink.
Well, number one, certainly because you don't think of Vanderbilt in baseball as being bad.
Yeah, it's being bad, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that does make some sense that it would stick with you.
Am I bothering you? I mean, you got something to do? You got an app to download? What's going on here?
I'm trying to actually do some work for the show, if that's okay.
Well, but how about doing it before we get here?
I'm here now. All right.
Look, either do like me and show up completely unprepared, or prepare before the show.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose papers are those?
These are your papers. By the way, I've already seen like several mistakes. But I'm not going to even correct you.
Okay. Appreciate that. All right. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started. But maybe we'll be back. Maybe we won't. Luke could be by himself. We'll see right after these messages.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you again, just getting started on tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there that are with us. If you'd like, give us a call, 256-234-6221. We may be able to take your call. We may not. Who knows? But we'd love to try. Okay, future SEC football schedules. These are always fun to take a look into the future. Just right off the bat, Auburn's is probably the worst of most
It's really
of the
bad.
teams.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Now, this will change to some degree because they will add some teams. They've still got to add some teams in 27 and 28. I don't know who that will be, but all they have now is Missouri State and North Alabama in 27 and 28. So they'll have to add somebody. Now, who will that be? I don't know. But Baylor, of course, is on the road this year in 25, and then Baylor comes to Auburn in 26. They do have a home and away with Miami in 29 and 30. That was the on the road first, and then the Hurricanes coming to Jordan-Hare in 2030. That'll be pretty fun. But
okay, I'm down with that. Now, the first thing I notice in here, for the most part, teams only have one decent non-conference game. Most teams.
Yes.
Now, Alabama's got two every single year. Florida has usually two, if not three, but one year they have one in FSU.
No, they do have, they've got some. I didn't put the ones on there.
Oh, I know. I'm talking about good non-conference games, like a Power 5 or something like that, or close to it. But, the first thing that jumped out to me was, as an Alabama fan, the first thing I'm going to say is, I thought everybody was doing better games. If we're not, then we need to cut some of these puppies
I don't
out.
know. It's like Alabama said, hey, we're going, I don't know what they were thinking. They were like,
I do know what we were thinking.
Okay.
We were thinking that the committee was going to put a lot more emphasis on schedule, and we saw this year they don't do that.
But, I'm fine with that, but, okay. But that would mean we're going to schedule two. If you're going to, it's like Alabama's like, we're going to show y'all. We're going to schedule three tough guys, and we're going to make y'all look bad. And everybody else looked back and went, yeah, okay. Do that.
Well, let me ask you this. Isn't that the better way? Isn't that the more fun way to go? Like if we're going to do this playoff and you're going to have schedules that are going to matter, well, then let's have schedules that'll matter because, frankly, even though I'm all for everybody having a Mercer, I'm all for everybody having a Missouri State or whatever. I'm all for it because those are the games that you can take the family on the cheap. It is expensive to go to these things. I'm all for it. Okay,
that's fine. But I'm saying you do that by scheduling two difficult teams, not three. If you want to do three, that's on you.
Alabama's doing two, except for you include USF in 2026, which I get because they have been they're not bad. They're not bad.
They're not bad.
And so I'm fine with it. But and then when you say it's also FSU at home and at West Virginia, I don't look at that as like murderer's row. I look at that like, okay, we can go to West Virginia and win. And so, like this year, it's a little more difficult. We're at Florida State.
Richard's back.
We're at Florida State and Wisconsin coming in. Yeah, I think we should win them both, but it's challenging, and I dig it. Okay. It's like 2027 when you're West Virginia at home and then at Ohio State. See, by then, West Virginia's probably gotten better, and they've gotten a lot of Rich Rod people in. And at Ohio State, it's always going to be tough. Then the next year, you got Ohio State and at Oklahoma State. I mean, that's when it starts. And the year after that is at Notre Dame and Oklahoma State, and then at Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Okay, that's almost doing too much. But I'm fine with it. I'd rather do too much than too little. Again, I look at Auburn's schedule, and it's quite pathetic. There's not an Auburn fan on earth who can justify this. At Baylor, and then Montana State, then North Alabama,
Missouri
then at Miami, or Missouri, whoever. Does it matter? Well, actually, I bet you Montana State's better. At Miami and then Miami. Auburn's got to do better. And don't give me we play Georgia and Alabama every year. The SEC is just the SEC. People can't control that, okay? What you can do is say, okay, we got to do better than at Baylor, and that's it. You just got to do better. Now, and then somebody will say, well, we've had losing records, we want to catch up. Okay, that's fine, but keep in mind, if I'm on the committee, and they proved that they weren't going to do this last year, so I don't know if it matters. But if I'm on the committee, I look at your schedule and go, this isn't good enough. You're not giving any effort. And, yeah, some years you get to play Mississippi State in football, and some years you don't. Okay, and when you don't get to play them, your schedule's probably going to be tougher. We all understand that. But the non-conference got to get better. And I look at somebody like Arkansas. They're bringing Notre Dame to Fayetteville this year, and they're at Memphis. Hey, Arkansas stinks, and they're trying. I dig it. I'm down with that. But then you think Auburn's is bad, then you go to Ole Miss's. Now, here's what
Ole Miss is bad.
Ole Miss is worse than Auburn. Washington State at home this year. That's it. That's the only thing they have. Then at UConn or ST. I don't know what ST means.
Oregon State.
Oh, I thought you were saying or State. Okay, Oregon State. I got you. Oregon State. Okay. Not great because UConn is really bad. And Oregon State, I was like, Washington State or State. And then in 2028, they're South Alabama and UConn. Like, I'm embarrassed for you that you had to put these on here.
I know that. I said I can't put anything on there. I got to put their crap games on there.
But I look at somebody like LSU, and again, this year they're going to Clemson. Hey, okay, if that's the only non-con game you play, that's going into Murderer's Row. I just looked at a mock draft. They got 5 Clemson dudes going in the first round next year. So you got arguably the best 2 quarterbacks in the country, Nussmeier and Cade Klubnik, going at it next year. What a great game. What a fantastic game. And I applaud LSU for doing it. And then they bring Clemson to them the next year. Then it's Houston, Arizona State, and Utah. Okay, I think they should add some folks with those last few. Georgia. This year it really stinks. They're at Georgia Tech, and that's it. Now, some Georgia people will say, well, we also got Texas. And again, it's the SEC. A couple years ago, Georgia had one of the easiest SEC schedules you ever see. And it's just luck of the draw on that. But in 2027, I'll give them credit. At Florida State, Louisville at home, at Georgia Tech.
That's
not bad.
tough.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like it. How about South Carolina? Now, see, that's one that's really interesting because they play Clemson every year. And so they always have Clemson. And they also add, starting this year in 2025, and they play Virginia Tech. They play them in Atlanta. I think that game's in Atlanta. Or Charlotte or something.
I think it's Charlotte, maybe.
Okay, so they're Virginia Tech. Then they're Miami at Miami, North Carolina at North Carolina. Bill Belichick and his girlfriend will be 30 by then. She'll be gone. And NC State. I can dig that. I can get behind that. See, I feel like you should play – you don't necessarily have to play up. Play somebody on your tier. Tennessee this year is Syracuse. That game seemed like a snooze fest, and I think that one's in Atlanta. But – now, with Nico gone, you wonder, and there's some folks thinking Syracuse can win that one. Then they're at Georgia Tech, and then West Virginia, and then Washington. I mean, Tennessee usually does better than that. Texas, I appreciate them. Ohio State back-to-back. Then they have that home game. They got Michigan this year, excuse me. You have at Ohio – they are at Ohio State. They went to Michigan last year. So they got the Michigan return game in 27, and then Notre Dame home and home. And Florida is the one that's interesting. You know, South Florida this year at Miami, Florida State. They can't avoid Florida State. That's a state law. They have to play each other.
In what?
Football. They have to. It's a law.
It's a law that they have to.
They have to play one another in football.
Florida State
and Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
And then so
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine.
Is it not state law in Alabama? That Auburn?
I don't think it is state law in Alabama.
I'm kidding.
I don't think we could even agree on that.
Probably not. It can't be.
But how about in 2028, Florida's Colorado at home? You think Deion will still be there? I don't. Okay. At Arizona State and at FSU. I mean, that's something you can sink your teeth into. Some of these, they just got to get better. Oklahoma's got Michigan home and home, and then they're at SMU, at Houston, Nebraska, and at Nebraska. Oklahoma can do better than that. I don't know. I like a lot of these games, but some of them, I mean, some of these schedules, they just got to do better. And if you want to be considered for the playoffs, I really feel, everybody talks about, well, it's just about do you win your games. Well, if that's the way it is, everybody's going to schedule really easy stuff, and we don't want that. We just don't. We have, as a fan of college football, it's more fun to watch, you know, Notre Dame, Oklahoma than it is Oklahoma versus Ore State.
Yeah.
I mean, I want, and it's not always going to be a level playing field. I'm down with that. I totally get it. Like some years you can't predict. Like who would have thought a few years ago that, hey, you know, we'll schedule Ole Miss. That'll be an easy win. You know, and now all of a sudden Ole Miss is pretty doggone good. You know, they're a good program. So if you are a good program, shouldn't we demand more out of you than this? Like Lane Kiffin's going to have a come apart, and I'm going to tell you right now, I would say, hey, I don't give a dang if y'all go if you have 2 losses. And Ole Miss is clamoring about not getting a home game. I don't think they should get a home game. This schedule's bunk.
Auburn did have UCLA in there. That's why they have 2 open spots in 27
and I understand there was nothing they could do about that.
Yeah.
But you can fix it.
Sure, and they will. And I don't know who they'll get, and they might get 2 to replace those. I don't know. Two big teams. We'll see what happens.
Look, I learned this several years ago, and it still boggles my mind. As a college football fan, and, you know, think about all the history of college football. Auburn and Notre Dame have never played each other.
Auburn has tried to get Notre Dame many times. They will not play.
They won't. They definitely wouldn't come to Auburn. And I'm not saying that to insult Auburn. I'm saying that's Notre Dame sticking their nose in the air. Okay, so I would have said, hey, let's play a neutral site. It doesn't have to be Atlanta. Let's do it. You know what? If I was Auburn,
they have tried.
You think they've shot a neutral site?
They have tried every which way. They will not play Auburn because they do not feel like it benefits them, and I understand their reasoning.
I understand
because Auburn is at the point where they're good enough to where they're afraid they'll lose, and they're not good enough to where they say, well, if we beat them, we're going to get enough credit that it helps us.
Let me ask this. Why Texas A&M then? Is it maybe because Texas recruiting? Because they did a home and home with A&M. Why Arkansas? Why go to Arkansas? God dang, I think that's
because they think they can beat Arkansas. They think they should beat Arkansas.
Fine, but why take Texas a few years ago when they came in at like number 1, 2, or 3 in the country? They were strolled into Fayetteville and got their doors blown off, if you remember. So if I'm Notre Dame, I'm going. I'd rather. It's much more palatable to lose at Auburn, even to lose at home to Auburn, than it is to lose at Arkansas.
But they don't feel like they in their mind. They say there's no chance we're going to get beat by Arkansas.
And again, I kind of understand it, but part of me is like, all right, Notre Dame, you got to get off the hours a little bit. The problem is they played for the national championship last year, so now they're back on it. You know?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't understand it all to, the fully degree. I understand the perception of it, and I think in their, lofty idea of themselves, but it just Auburn's tried many times.
It is. You talk about the luck of the Irish. I just thought about this. They get to play an Indiana team that probably didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, that wasn't nearly good enough. Now we all know this. They get to play a beat-up Georgia team that is on their second-string quarterback. They get to play a Penn State team with a coach who has proven time and time and time again he ain't going to win the big one. And then they lose. Then they go to Ohio State and lose. I mean, they shouldn't have been there. I mean, they had a pretty good path. Now, things just fell that way. It is what it is. But I'm saying that has made them extra cocky, and it bothers me. And now I'm a full-fledged woo pig suey guy.
There you go. We got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best-kept secret, an affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillary Towers, 256-329-0552, 256-329-0552. Hillary Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Wonderful place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Been here 26 years in the same location. Go and check them out one day this week. Have some great food. Great atmosphere, great people there at JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
The reason I brought like 20 years. I think we're going to catch them.
You think so? No. The reason that a lot of this that we brought up was that Clemson and Notre Dame have now announced a 12-year scheduling agreement. So they will play Clemson and Notre Dame until 2038.
I mean, first of all, can we admit how dumb that is? Like, we don't know if we'll be around then. I mean, like, yeah, technically you don't know if you'll be around tomorrow. But, I mean, my God, you scheduling something to 2038? We may be doing football via hologram by then.
I mean,
it may be a little, you know what we may do just for safety purposes? Like every stadium becomes one of those old vibrating football fields, and all the players just stand there and shake their way down the end zone. Just for safety reasons.
Did you? Channing King had one of those.
Oh, heck, did I have one? Yeah. Channing King had one. Yeah, Channing.
I want that. That's
so you were Channing's age, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
We graduated high school.
And say I was his brother Ryan's age.
I'm aware.
You're not really. Don't act like you know me yet.
Yeah. Oh, how pathetic. Okay. But, I mean, look, Marcus Freeman, chances that he will be the head coach at Notre Dame.
Zero.
I mean, Dabo won't even be alive by that point.
The Vanderbilt 63 baseball team has a better shot of winning a series today than Marcus Freeman still being head coach at Notre Dame 13 years from now.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'd be willing to bet there is no coach coaching right now that'll be the coach of his current school in 2038.
Not a single coach.
Not a single coach in Division I.
That's probably true. I don't know who the longest tenured coach is right now in college football.
Saban was at Alabama for a long time, and then and
Mark Stoops maybe.
There is a 0%.
No, I'm just saying he may be the longest.
Oh, he is the longest now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the longest now. But, I mean, you've got people like Brian Kelly's leaving Notre Dame for LSU. I mean, people just leave now.
Yeah, I mean, there is no like it used to be. I mean, there are going to be no more 20-year veteran guys. That's just not going to happen.
That's going to be my new thing. Like, whenever there's no chance of something happening, I'm going to be like, the Vanderbilt 63 baseball team has a better chance of winning the Kentucky Derby.
You might just go ahead and mark it down and say the 2025 Missouri baseball team.
Oh, God. Well, I still like the sound. 63 Vandy rolls off the tongue much better. And plus, I'm still, even though they've been with us since 2012, it is very difficult for me to still get on board with Missouri in this conference sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
We're going to the Alabama-Missouri game this year. Like, this group of us, I got 3 other guys that go with me, and we go to different, like we've been, at Georgia, at Penn State. Last year it was at Wisconsin, at South Carolina, Tennessee, LSU, the whole deal. And
we got to start putting Justin on the payroll.
Well, he keeps
as of May 2025, the longest tenured head coach in NCAA Division I is Kirk Ferentz from Iowa. He'd been there since '98. Wow.
Yeah, but every year I know an Iowa fan. When I was still playing basketball a year ago, I had a big Iowa fan that plays up at Lifetime in Birmingham. And he was like, yeah, I think we got to get rid of him, but we can't. I mean, it is literally the damned if you do, damned if you don't thing with him.
Well, he just keeps winning 9 games. I mean, that's who he is.
And you talk about playing a sack of grits every Saturday outside of your conference. They played nobody. But and then Mike Gundy, they wanted to fire him this year.
Yeah, and they should have probably.
Kyle Whittingham
has been really good at Utah. Troy Calhoun. Isn't that a character from Saturday Night Live? What?
No, Troy McClure is from The Simpsons. He was the actor.
You don't remember? Yeah, I am Pete Calhoun. I am running for office.
Oh, I do remember that now. Okay. Now I got it. The running for office got me. I got you now.
Okay. At Air Force, 2007.
But there's no chance. See, these guys won't.
I don't see Mark Stoops' name on the list.
I just don't see any of these guys. I mean, look, Ferentz is the anomaly of all anomalies here. And then Whittingham, I mean, look at where all these guys are, too, like in the heartland of America.
Yeah.
You can tell, like, none of them are in the deep south or on a coast somewhere where hey, coach, welcome to the team. You've got 48 minutes to try and make things right very quickly because we all have unreasonable expectations.
All right.
I mean, in the heartland, they're a little more patient.
They are.
Corn's
That's
growing. Got to let the corn grow.
Got to let the corn grow.
You got to let the snow melt off the mountain. All those things.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep waxing.
I've run out of things that happen in the
okay. I can't remember. I think we're a break. We're a break behind, right?
Well, we used to catch up on the end. I don't think we're doing that.
I don't think we've got in trouble for that.
You know what though? Let's get nostalgic.
You almost got us. You almost got us fired.
Look, you can't fire us. We barely even work here.
Hard to get fired, but you don't get paid. All right. We'll go ahead and take one more break, and we'll come back. Thank you so much for being with us.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. We're brought to you each and every evening by Sunshine Heating and Air. For all your heating and cooling needs, give Kevin Keel and his crew a call today. That is Sunshine Heating and Air. $2.8 billion legal case. Will it be approved anytime soon, do you think? Is this going to continue to linger in the courts?
I don't know. I mean, like it's all of this.
Will it make a difference if it does get settled?
I mean, what rule is there at all anymore ever? And you know, the thing is, it's fun to play Monopoly when you trade properties and you do all these things that aren't in the rule book, right? But you know, and so some people could say, well, that's technically. But if Monopoly just said, well, look, here's some property and some houses and some dice and stuff, y'all figure out what y'all want to do. All of a sudden, the game's not fun anymore. I'm saying we need some constraints. I don't know what those rules need to be. But I feel like the NCAA has thrown their hands up and said, I mean, it's like they're handling a bunch of children that they adopted, and they're like, I'm tired of messing with them. Y'all figure it out. And look, the kids, the toothpaste out of the tube, whatever, you're going to have to pay them something, and they're trying to get some kind of settlement, but there will be somebody that'll be like, no, that's not free market. We've got to, you got to let them get whatever they can get, no matter how much that is. And I guess in a way that is right, but in a whole nother way, this situation is unique to, this is not selling cars or selling widgets or selling something that you can have a lot of competition. There's no competition for college football. I mean, is one sport confined to essentially 133 teams, and of those 133, only 30 are interesting. I mean, now somebody who is the fan of number 78 on that list may think I'm wrong, but nobody's really worried about Akron one way or the other. Nobody's really worried about Oregon State one way or the other. And so we've got to find a way that the kids can make money and make a legit name, image, and likeness, at the same time make it where, okay, if you're Oregon and you have Nike behind you, or if you're Michigan, who's got a billionaire worth $250 billion or something, literally, and he married a Michigan alum who wants Michigan football to be better, and he's like, here, just take this money until y'all get it figured out. There is something wrong with that. You can't do that in the NFL. In the NFL, they say, okay, we have salary caps. Everybody's making plenty of money in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, there'll be some people who say that's not free market, but the NFL is the most successful business going outside of Apple. So, it's doing pretty well. And I think college football could do the same thing. We just need to have some kind of ceiling on this. I don't know if it's a salary cap. I don't know what you do. I don't know how to stop it.
Well, it's got to be some kind of uniformity. I mean, every sport does that. The NFL, that's one of the reasons it is. Because it's so competitive, because it's so – but yet the teams are some teams do a whole lot better than others because you got better coaches, you got better –
markets.
Whatever, you got better markets, all these things. You got – I don't know anything about it, don't know, but stock car racing, the whole point of it being stock car. They're all stock. They're all supposed to be the same. Yet you got better mechanics, you got better engines, you got different mechanics.
Drivers.
So it makes it a little different. That's the way it needs to be. Now in college football right now, it's like a Ferrari trying to compete with a Pinto. That doesn't work. So how do you bring that in? How do you make it back into? You got to everybody agree. We're gonna have stock cars. We're gonna have stock teams, but nobody wants to agree to that.
Well,
how do you get 133 people to agree about anything?
Well, here's the thing: there are always going to be inherent advantages, even in the NFL, where they try to make it more uniform. Dallas is always going to be more valuable than Jacksonville. I don't care what you do. If Jacksonville won 4 Super Bowls in a row, and you have the opportunity to buy either franchise for the same amount of money, and you had that money, you would buy Dallas every time because it's the more value, it's the brand, it's everything. I'm not saying that because I'm a Dallas fan, because I'm not. But Dallas is probably still more valuable than Philadelphia. They just won the Super Bowl. They're in the same division. But there always be inherent advantages in college football too. I don't care how many good
you put
players.
a luxury tax on Dallas, so that's
Yeah, I don't know if they.
Is that in baseball, right?
Yeah, that's in baseball. I don't know what they do in football. I don't know how you scoot around it. But in football, see, I don't care who's coaching at Wyoming. They're not going to have the same players Ohio State and Alabama get. Number one, because, see, in Ohio, they have good players that they can just pick from that grew up loving Ohio State. And in Alabama and Auburn, they have dudes that are just grew up following Alabama and Auburn, number one. And secondly, they have played better competition their entire lives. You know, in Nebraska, they still do a lot of 8-on-8 football. I mean, they just don't have the population. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the athletes. So they got to go way out and try and recruit. And the thing about that is you got to convince them to leave mama. And sometimes that's hard. And you can do it for a couple, but Nebraska has to do it for a lot. And what I'm saying is, some schools will still have an advantage because here's the other thing. I don't care how hard Wyoming tries, or Oregon State, or anywhere else. The SEC is always going to have the more passionate fan base. And so, the most passionate Oregon State fan probably equals the most passionate Auburn fan. But there are a lot more passionate Auburn fans than there are passionate Oregon State fans. Yeah, one for one, an Oregon State fan probably matches Notre Dame, Bama, Ohio State, whoever you want. But in mass, it is a lot more of those other teams than it is. And so, the brand awareness and the attention to detail, the recruits, the recruiting footprint, all of that stuff is always going to favor some of these schools that it always has. That's not going to change. And you can't make somebody, there have been folks saying, well, maybe we should have a draft. You can't have a draft in college because you're still at least pump faking like you're giving them an education. And you can't tell somebody, I'm picking a name out there, you can't tell Jameis Winston, you can't go to Florida State. You got to go to Oregon State because they drafted you. No. I mean, now in the NFL, it's, even in the NFL, some people like Eli Manning, Bo Jackson said, I ain't playing for this team. And, Bo was just very lucky because he was so good at baseball. He's like, I'll just go play baseball. And Eli just had enough pull because he is a Manning. And he just was able to work his way out of that. But most people can't do that. And frankly, I don't think most people should do that in the NFL. There's 32 teams. You get drafted by one of them. Thank your lucky stars. I don't care if it's Cleveland, Jacksonville, whoever. And if you're lucky to get drafted by Dallas or New England or whatever, good for you. But the point is that they're trying to make it where it's this free market system or trying to make it where it's all this uniformity, and neither one of those is going to work. We've got to come up with a set of parameters. In the end, what's going to happen, we're going to go down to about 48 teams, which I can live with. But it's going to change the way we look at college football because we've always enjoyed the undefeated seasons and the whatever. And it's going to be a lot more like NFL stuff where, the team that wins the college football playoff ends up going 12-6 or something, a 66% winning percentage, and you win the college football playoff. There's something about that I don't like. In baseball, everybody's fine with it. In football, I don't like it.
Well, baseball, it's completely a different kind of mindset.
Well, it is.
And that's fine. And that's the way it's supposed to be. In football, perfection is attainable. In baseball, if you fail 7 times, you're a Hall of Famer.
Well, let me ask this. So we're going off record. Not off record, off whatever we're on track. Okay. If Missouri, so I think now the SEC tournament is all teams. Like it was, 2 teams were left out.
What are we talking about?
The SEC baseball tournament is all teams now, right?
I believe it is.
So theoretically, if Missouri were to go winless in the regular season but win the SEC tournament and get the automatic bid, that doesn't make you mad at all. That doesn't make you go, that's screwed up. Theoretically, it could happen. I'm just asking you because there's some people who are like, I love the tournament format and they get the automatic bid. I think that's screwed up.
I'm not sure that does happen in baseball.
I think it does.
Well, it didn't used to. We used to get left out. But I don't.
No, is it tournament champion?
No. I'm talking about you didn't get to go to the SEC tournament.
Yes, because when we had 14 teams, Or no, excuse me, what do we have? We have 14 now, right? Or we have 16 now.
Yeah.
So when we had 14 teams, you couldn't do it because the math wasn't mathing. 2 of them got left out.
Well, it wasn't about the math. It was just about you suck.
Well,
so you
yeah.
didn't get to go.
It was kind of about the math and trying to squeeze that many extra games in. I mean, dang, they'd have to start Thursday week to get it over with. But now
that's right, because so now it's just like a single elimination.
It's single elimination all the way through, I think. Now, it's something like that. Look,
they've changed it so much. Justin gives.
We're all gonna be so surprised when it comes out. But my point is,
yeah, there was a point.
Doesn't that bother you? Doesn't that bother you if Missouri goes winless in the regular season and they somehow just get super hot in the tournament and they get the automatic bid? Wouldn't that bother you?
I would think it would be hilarious, but
isn't it a spit in the face to the whole year?
Yeah, it would be a spit in the face to somebody.
To the whole year. I mean, you worked your tail off all year long. You get upset one game, and this winless bunch of dudes gets to go to the tournament?
The chances.
I know the chances. I know. But I'm saying weird stuff happens.
I mean, it'd be more likely that the 1963 Vanguard could win the World Series.
Probably just about dead on.
But yeah, wow, that would.
We're going to need some help from Justin on that one. I agree.
I need to get clarification on, because for years that was the thing. If you didn't, the bottom 2 teams got left out of the SEC tournament. But it seem like you're right. I think that everybody was going to get to make it now. But regardless, you're right. There's a lot of different things that we could work this thing out. Now, why don't we just go ahead and get to the point to where we break away? I mean, who's?
Why are we taking long to do that?
I mean, because no leadership. We need a strong-willed voice, like a Greg Sankey, like a Nick Saban, I didn't even know who. Those are the only 2 guys that really come to mind for me. But maybe the dude from the Big Ten, I don't know.
But he just signed a new contract, I think.
But somebody with a very strong-will voice. We need a
that loves football.
Absolutely.
Well, I would love to see. You know what I'd love to see somebody do, and I've got a daughter. I got 2 daughters, but I got a young daughter that's playing soccer right now, playing basketball. She's good at all her sports. She's 8 years old, and she really is great at all the sports she plays. I hope she gets a scholarship one day. It'd be awesome. But I'd be fine if one of these dudes got up, if Saban or Sankey or whoever it is got up and said, look, guys, I'm about to tell you all the truth. It's football, then it's men's basketball, then it's a bunch of teams and a bunch of programs hoping to get in on some of the money that falls down from them. That's the way it is. So we're going to operate that way. I'm not doing that to be sexist. I'm not doing that to be misogynistic. I'm not doing that to be discriminatory towards anybody. But a spade is a spade here, and football drives the train. Period. End of discussion. Men's basketball helps some schools. Not all of them, some of them. And then nothing else essentially turns a profit. Somebody will come up with, well, I know that the men's baseball team at blah, blah, blah made $48 last year. Great. Football is it. Football dictates the rest of this. So maybe we just move football to its own thing. Take it out of the NCAA. Just say, this is football. This is its own thing. And we're going to have our own rules. We might have salary caps. We're going to have all these other kind of things. And basketball, men's, women, basketball, gymnastics, softball, everything. Nothing else is going to be held to that same standard or go by those same rules as football. It's going to be different. Now that will take some getting used to.
Yeah, but the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you say, okay, we'll agree to that. You can make your own rules, but we still get our cut of the money.
Well, I think the conferences would say, yeah, okay, we still get our cut of the money. We still –
because otherwise the sports don't exist.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with all that. But I think that what you say is quit lumping us in. When you show highlights, you may not want to lump us in because nobody really wants to see they just want to see our highlights.
Yeah.
Let us have our own little thing. which it kind of is that way anyway. It's just pretend like all these things are equal. You know, I saw something the other day on the WNBA. Angel Reese was being interviewed, and she was talking about how I think it was Angel Reese. I probably should say allegedly Angel Reese. I can't remember for sure. But she said it was a WNBA player, and she's like, I think we should be paid as much as the men make in the NBA. And see, to me, that's just such a, when you start there as a negotiation tactic, how are we ever supposed to get somewhere? Because that makes no sense. The NBA is subsidizing the WNBA.
Well, she said they're already being paid by the NBA.
Yeah.
They exist because of the NBA. So, yeah.
And outside of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, name 6 more WNBA players. I don't mean that mean. I'm just saying, it's not. Maybe one day it will be as popular. It might be. And kudos to them if they get there. And when you have an Angel Reese and you have a Caitlin Clark, you start to go down that path. Okay, I'm all for it. And if it gets there, great. I would love it. Again, I have a daughter who plays basketball. If she makes $1 gazillion playing WNBA, I'm all for it. But I don't like it when you say just because we're WNBA and you're NBA, we're the same. Well, it's not. It's just not. In the same way that nobody – does the SEC have men's gymnastics? I think they do. I think some teams do, and I've never heard of them. Women's gymnastics, I've heard of a lot. It's the big deal in the SEC.
Sure.
But I know the NCAA does have men's gymnastics. I don't know if I don't know how many SEC teams have any. I know the NCAA has men's volleyball. I hadn't heard of any of them. The only reason I knew it existed is because a volleyball player for Stanford played on their football team one year, and he could jump out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But women's volleyball I've heard of. And if it's on, I'll watch it. I'm not seeking it out, but if I'm watching it, if it's on, I'm watching it. So I'm just saying not everything's equal like that. And so when you anyway, I don't know. We're past the break.
Not everything's equal?
It's not.
Oh.
It feels like.
That was a long way around for that.
It was a long way around. But I feel like you have to justify it all because otherwise people are like, oh, you just don't want to see women succeed. And I'm like, no, I would look. If the women's sport was as popular as the NBA, I'll tell you what, if WNBA had the same popularity as the NBA and the NBA players were complaining the same way, I would say they're wrong.
It comes down to emotion versus the bottom line and facts and numbers. And I understand the arguments, and like you say, I understand the desires, but you cannot get around the numbers. You cannot get around cold, hard facts. And that is the problem that nobody wants to address. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be back with hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hello, this is Little Mo right here with you from DLR Auto Sales. At DLR we have multiple sedans and SUVs. Come see us at 33445 US Highway 280, Childersburg, Alabama 35044. Call us at 256-267-3257. Let's make a deal, people. Our down payment is based on $500 down with the approval of credit. We make it happen. We work with you. We got the choice for you, and we make the right deal.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care open 7 days a week. Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, is looking for the next hometown hero. Hometown heroes could be first responders, public service workers, community leaders, pastors, community volunteers, or anyone who is making a difference in your hometown. Submit your nominations now online at myhscu.com. And if your nominee is selected, they will get a $100 Visa cash card and a certificate of appreciation from Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Hillary Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillaby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillaby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us tonight. Andy and Luke here with you for one more hour on tonight's show. Talked a lot about the future upcoming schedules in the SEC. Some interesting matchups coming up in the next couple of years. Alabama and Florida State, Wisconsin, West Virginia. Auburn got Baylor, got Miami coming up in several years, but lots of fun ones on the way, at least in the SEC. We might branch out one day and look at some of the other teams in and around the country. But SEC softball tournament going on right now. Alabama beats Auburn tonight 3-2. I believe over in Athens is where the tournament's taken. I think so.
I thought they usually played in Chattanooga.
It changes every year. Georgia beat Kentucky. Ole Miss beat Missouri earlier tonight. Alabama beat Troy 8-0, or at least they were up 8-0 a while ago.
Troy's ranked 19th.
Troy's very good in baseball this year. Auburn's got South Carolina in Auburn this weekend, actually beginning on Thursday. Alabama goes to Georgia.
No, they don't. Georgia comes to Bama.
They come to Bama. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because I'm going to the game Friday night.
Well, I don't think you're correct.
Okay. If I go to Tuscaloosa and nobody's there, I'll know what's up. If I go to Tuscaloosa and nobody's there, the game may be going on.
So Georgia goes to Alabama. That one at 6 o'clock on the SEC Network on Friday night. Going to a baseball game. What, are you just going to complain about how much you dislike baseball?
I was like, don't swing, butter. I'm just going to heckle everybody like, this sport's terrible.
So
no, my son is coming in from Arizona State for a week, and he just said one thing he wanted to do was go see the Alabama baseball game. Just go to Tuscaloosa because he doesn't get to go like during the season to go to many basketball games or football games or whatever for Alabama. So he's like, I just want to go to Tuscaloosa, and that game's going on. I'll take my wife and daughter and a friend of hers, and so it'll be fun.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. All right. Something we've been doing here for the last several weeks to kind of break up the monotony. Greatest action movie of the 80s. This has been going on Facebook as well, our Sports Blitz survey page. And it had a lot of great participation. We are whittling it down to the final 4 this week. Voting continues through Wednesday. But Luke got doing one on the show here. And since you were correct last week, I don't think we made it out on social media last week. So I couldn't go back and look. I did this from memory. But you remind me if I got one of these wrong. But, all right, second round, greatest action movie of the 80s. No Die Hard, of course.
The Die Hard's, again, it's like the Philadelphia Eagles playing in college football. It's just not fair.
Not really fair. There you go. All right, so, okay, number 1 seed, Predator, going up against the 4 seed, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters did defeat Top Gun, in your opinion.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
They did. If you're going strictly by action, I think Top Gun would have won it. But regardless, I think Predator moves on here, whoever they play.
I would agree.
And I do think it's mostly because of this. If you're talking about which movie, even which movie would you rather watch, I'd probably still watch Predator.
I bet I've seen
them both a lot.
I've seen them both quite a few times, to be perfectly honest. But it's just two different types of action.
Putting Ghostbusters in as an action is a little bit much for me. I mean, it's like calling Caddyshack a sports movie. It's a comedy. I mean, there's some sports in it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, you had Beverly Hills Cop beating Roadhouse because Eddie Murphy, and the 7th seed Untouchables upsetting Lethal Weapon. So you got Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, stars galore here.
Ooh, so we got Beverly Hills Cop and Untouchables. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go for another upset. The 7 seed moves on. I like Untouchables so much. And also because I am trying to adhere more to, and I'm like really embracing this action genre here. Untouchables, more action. Beverly Hills Cop, I still maintain that is also a comedy, not really action. Yeah, there's some guns and there's some whatever. But I mean, you know, it's like calling.
Well, one might say that Untouchables is a drama.
Yeah, boy, there's a lot of action in there, though.
There's a lot of action. There's a lot. It's a lot of story too, though.
It's a good story. It's a lot of action. Yeah, I'm going Untouchables.
Okay, I would too. I'll be perfectly honest. Okay, number 1 seed Aliens against the 5 seed Return of the Jedi.
This is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. It's Aliens all day.
There's aliens in both, so
I understand, but Return of the Jedi is fine. Empire Strikes Back still better.
I would agree.
You know, Return of the Jedi fine, but I'm going to go Aliens here because Aliens is just great. And I mean I think Aliens, now money-wise, it's not close, but I think Aliens is the better franchise right now than Star Wars. Star Wars has like branched off. They got about 9 different series going on Disney Plus, and all of them have some, you know, is some wonky character that came out of nowhere that makes no sense. And Aliens is just, it's a perfect killing machine.
And they're coming out with like a series on FX.
Alien Earth is coming out on FX, and it looks kind of good. I'm going to tell you what, I feel like that's what'll get us. It's something like that. Like something crashes down, some kind of parasite. Did you ever see the movie Life?
I did. I didn't see it all. But
the whole concept was good. It was like they go to explore Mars, try and find life on Mars, and they find this one little dead cell of some, and they electroshock it back to life, and next thing you know is killing everybody. It just absorbs everything, and thinking, okay, that's what happened to Mars. It just ate
Does
everything.
it get back to Earth?
Well, and then so they're trying to make sure it doesn't get to Earth, and they have 2 escape pods. One is jettisoned out into space, and one's headed to Earth. And they thought they put the one jettisoned to space, they thought they put it in that. Well, instead it was just a pilot being jettisoned into space forever. I can't imagine anything more horrible than that. And then the other one was a guy crashes into Earth with the thing, and somebody comes to open the hatch, and he's like, don't open, and they open it up, and next thing you know, that thing's nice. It's everywhere. And I don't know how you kill it. It should have life, too.
That's not
Electric
good.
Boogaloo.
Yeah,
But,
really.
yeah, I'm going Aliens. What was I talking about?
Aliens won. I get you. All right, now the 3 seed Big Trouble in Little China versus the 2 seed Empire Strikes Back.
Oh God!
To me, this one would be incredibly difficult.
It's difficult,
and I would really upset some people.
Yeah, I'm going to go Big Trouble in Little China because here's the thing: I'm so down on Star Wars right now. And again, you're talking to a former Star Wars nut. Used to love it. It got stupid. Again, just starting with Jar Jar and then move your way down. It fell off a cliff. And I don't know how you save it. But
I think Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie.
I don't think it's close.
Big Trouble in Little China, it's literally one of my favorite movies.
And also, like
Jack Burton is literally one of the best characters ever in film.
Well, and I like the main villain. He's like, he needed an Asian woman with green eyes, which didn't come around. And then there was just some random white woman that had green eyes. Like, well, I'll just take her too. I mean. Why not? Do 4 eyes better than 2? And it was like, but that didn't have anything to do with your spell or your whatever you're trying to do to make this, it didn't make any sense. But okay, just get her too. Anyway, Big Trouble in Little China also, like,
come on, Dave, you couldn't find one broad to fit the bill?
Yeah, it wasn't pretentious. It knew what it was. It was kind of a inexpensively made, dare I say cheaply made movie that looked like something that the Sports Blitz cast would come up with. Like, we could, if you and me and Brett and Randy and Justin sat down for a weekend, we could come up with something about like this.
Yeah.
And it'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be like, I know you don't watch The Office, it'd be like, what was Threat Level Midnight? Michael Scarn, that was what Michael called it. He wrote a movie called Threat Level Midnight. And it's just so dumb. I mean, I can't even. But that's what we'd make Threat Level Midnight.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and we'll run down the other half of the bracket. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings. Come on, get on board. Glory's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Checking out the greatest action movie of the 80s, round 2. We're on the right side of the bracket.
Good
We
Lord,
have
get to the sweet Jesus, how much setup do we need for this?
no Die Hard. All right, we got
in the noon kickoff. We have. Just tell me the team. Tell me the movies.
We have the 1 seed Predator moving on, the 3 seed Beverly Hills Cop moving on, the 1 seed Aliens, and the 3 seed Big Trouble in Little China moving on.
No, Beverly Hills Cop was facing who? Untouchables.
The Untouchables. I'm sorry.
We have
Untouchables
Untouchables.
moving on. Upset. I'm sorry. Missed that one. Let me review. No. All right, on the right side of the
Every
bracket.
Tuesday, folks.
Yeah, on the right side of the bracket. We have the greatest action. 8 seed Platoon versus the 5 seed Batman. Ooh.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a finals matchup. Oh, man.
You had now John Coley, your good buddy, said that you ought to be slapped in the face for having the Terminator not be moving. He said the Terminator is the greatest movie of the action movie of the 80s.
John, please, son. No, he's so wrong. The Terminator's the greatest. It was perfect for Arnold Schwarzenegger, except I don't know why in the future we make all of our genetically enhanced cyber robots with German accents, but whatever.
Well,
or
I
Austrian.
mean, technically T2 is better than T1.
T2 is a lot better than
So,
T1.
I mean, I don't know how you could say that.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that was. Come on, John, get with the party. But all right. So who did Terminator lose to? Who did I lose to?
You had Platoon.
Oh, I would stand by that.
It's an Oscar winner, Jerry.
And Platoon is fantastic. I mean, yes, Terminator may be more pop culture-y. I get that. But if you watch Platoon, you feel like you were in the war.
Well, the problem with Platoon is it's one of those movies like Saving Private Ryan. I'm glad I saw it once. I don't want to see it again.
It's like when I went to India. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I don't need to go back. I love seeing what I saw. I thought the country was, in some places especially, was beautiful. I thought it was some of the nicest, happiest people in some of the most destitute situations. It was inspiring in a way, but I don't want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't mean that mean. I'm just saying the same thing. Platoon is fantastic. If Platoon was on and Terminator was on, I'm watching Terminator. Because I'm like you. When I watch Platoon, as good as it is, it makes me sad. I've seen Old Yeller once. I don't need to see it again. I kind of want to show my daughter, but I don't know that this generation can handle it. Do you think they can handle it?
No.
I don't either. But see, for us growing up, Old Yeller was part of this is how you learn about life.
This makes you a man.
This is what makes you a man or a woman. I mean, you women had to watch it too. We all have to grow up. Old Yeller got rabies whether you want him to or not. Got to be put down. Yeah, John. First of all, John, you're way
Question
off.
is, could you be the guy? Could you be the dad? Could you go shoot Old Yeller?
Oh God, don't make me. I mean, if it's a dog, I wasn't fired up about it. Yeah, but if I don't, it's tough to put it. I'm going to tell you, I've been there when my parents have had to put a Great Dane down, and the bigger the dog, the more attachments you get to him. I mean, and boy, it was tough. I still think about just watching his eyes just close so slowly, and he's sort of looking at you, and every time I've been there for dogs being put down a few times, and every time it's almost like, no, wait, but it's
Yeah, let's prolong his agony.
Yeah, I know. It's tough. But anyway.
All right, Platoon, it is not that big a deal.
No, Batman.
Really?
Yeah. But again, look, Jack Nicholson sort of takes it over the top. And also, Michael Keaton was a good Batman.
Very good. And I know everybody in this modern age, Heath Ledger's this or that. Jack Nicholson, man. Jack Nicholson's Joker was as good a performance as Heath Ledger.
The world wasn't ready for a performance like Heath Ledger gave in 1989 for that kind of Joker. Because, I mean, comic book movies weren't really a thing. We had Superman.
Yeah.
But it was almost comically bad on most of them. A couple of them were good. But that Superman 4, where the nuclear guy or whatever, that was the worst. But then, see, Batman comes around and he's trying to it sort of kicks off comic book movies for real. And people always still thought of the Joker as like Super Friends.
Cesar Romero.
Yeah, Cesar Romero kind of Joker. And so for his Joker, man, Nicholson's Joker was incredibly dark relative to the other Jokers.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think he sort of kicked off when you started having other Jokers. Joker went down a much darker path because people were like, oh, people kind of dig this. And then you get to Heath Ledger, who is, really psychotic. And you don't even know if Heath Ledger, by the way, fell in a vat of chemicals or whatever. You don't know. I'm assuming he didn't. Bane didn't have Venom, right? Scarecrow did. Who was the second?
He didn't have Venom. What now?
Venom.
Oh, but
where he hits a button and beefs up.
No, he had supposedly.
But he had that mask almost like he's like he had.
But it was like he was
asthma.
It was to help him.
The pollen had really gotten bad in Gotham City that year.
To get through the pain.
Yeah.
All right, quickly, the 3-seed Commando.
This will not be quickly.
Versus the 2-seed, I think this was right. You had Indiana Jones' Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Beating Goonies, right?
Oh, 100.
That's right.
100%. I am disappointed that I heard that's Brett's favorite movie.
Commando versus The Last Crusade. It's a tough 3-2 seed.
That is all right. In honor of John Coley, I will do Commando because I'll give Schwarzenegger the nod here. I also think the first Indiana Jones is the best.
Raiders
Lost Ark is the best. And the third was better than the second, but they really did sort of go downhill,
Okay.
Indiana Jones was the best.
It went downhill, but it went back up.
It went back up for a second on 3, and then whatever 4 was, then the crystal skull or whatever, and then there was something else, right, that I didn't see.
The Destiny, Dial of
I mean, give me a break. That sounds like a more like
I want to see it. I haven't seen it.
No, I hadn't seen it. I'm not going to see it. Out of protest.
All right, we'll go ahead and take another break because this is taking so long. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only about 30 more minutes left in tonight's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. The greatest action movie of the – no, I'm not going to go through it again.
You don't have to do it every time.
All right, number one, Raiders of the Lost Ark versus the number 4 seed RoboCop.
Oh,
Dead or
that's
alive,
Raiders.
you're
Come
coming
on,
with
that's
me.
Raiders Lost Ark. Come on.
Man, that's closer.
Come on.
It's closer than you
it's
think.
not closer.
Yes, it is.
It's only closer because we let RoboCop score a late touchdown. That's all.
Come on.
Indiana Jones covers.
Raiders is great. I'm not saying it's
RoboCop
not.
is fine.
RoboCop is it was groundbreaking, man.
It was fine. Go ahead.
The 6th seed Rocky 4, the 4th edition of Rocky. It's to him and Ivan Drago.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Versus you had Full Metal Jacket moving on.
Versus
the 7th seed.
Versus who?
It beat First Blood.
Oh, gotcha. It beats First Blood all day long. Yeah, Full Metal Jacket's incredible.
Rocky 4 versus Full Metal Jacket.
I want to say Full Metal Jacket. I'm going to go Rocky 4 because I think it embodies more of what the 80s are. Full Metal Jacket, see, if they did that movie today, about today's times, I think it would work. You couldn't do Rocky 4 today. It wouldn't make any sense. Like, ESPN would follow Rocky to whatever Russian Siberian farmhouse he went to, and it wouldn't have the same effect. You know, it'd be, one of those reporters out there. Name an ESPN reporter. I don't watch it anymore. An ESPN reporter would be there. Today Rocky was out in the mountains, and I believe that he's getting tired, folks. I don't know about this. It's like just let him train.
Yeah, that's pretty weak.
That was I was trying so hard to do my ESPN reporter voice that I couldn't think of anything to say.
But it was a great soundtrack.
Rocky
4.
Yeah, great.
So
much better than Full Metal Jackets.
Which I don't remember. But anyway, okay. So, just as a preview for next week, number 1 seed Predator versus 7 seed Untouchables. Number 1 Aliens, a 1 seed versus the 3 seed Big Trouble in Little China. Woo.
No, it's going to be a blow. I'm sorry.
Wow.
This is Loyola of Chicago making it to the Final Four.
Come on, man. You got the 5 seed Batman versus the 3 seed Commando. And you got the 1 seed Raiders of the Lost Ark versus the 6 seed Rocky 4.
Ooh, that's the toughest matchup.
That is a tough matchup.
That's a tough matchup. Okay.
All right, so you can ponder that for next week. Could be going to be very, very
find a work trip.
Very interesting. Greatest action movie of the 80s. NBA playoffs going on right now. Indiana is the 4 seed getting the win in game 1. They are played earlier tonight. You said the Cavs were winning
Cleveland
that
was
game
up 13
handily.
beginning of the 4th. I mean,
Okay.
stranger things have happened, but I think Cleveland's winning that. Cleveland's a better team. I do appreciate the Indiana Pacers, though. They got a loyal fan base. They got
Braves
some good players.
0-0 with the Reds in the 8th inning. Wow.
What a shame.
You don't see that very often. Hush your mouth. You and your hatred of everything great. Cavaliers are up 5 with 1 minute to play.
Wow. Did you watch either of the games last night?
Not a bit.
They were both great. I mean, New York, Boston goes to OT. New York, you feel like Boston was going to take it over in OT, and New York actually.
Knicks in overtime, right?
Yeah, and then the Nuggets hit a 3-pointer. I think to win 121-119 or something.
That's correct.
Like that. Like with 2 seconds left, and OKC is a really good squad, but I think it's one of those situations where the fact that they swept Memphis, so then they're just off for like a week, and it probably felt like forever. You don't even know who to prepare for.
All right.
So
how are you getting the 6th and the 7th seed? Who are the?
Well, Minnesota was a 6.
Who was the 3 and the 2 that got
Lakers were a
beat?
3, but Lakers were a 3, but Lakers, once they got in the playoffs, I think that some other teams kind of can turn it on, and the Lakers, it was, it's LeBron and it's Luka.
Do you think LeBron James is done?
Well, what now?
Do you think LeBron James is done?
No, God, no. I think he's going to keep playing. I think he wants to make all the records like unattainable. I think it will be difficult for anybody to ever beat his scoring record, and he's still averaging in the 20s. I think at age 40, and he is incredible. Still don't think he's Jordan, but he is incredible, and they just don't have a lot. They couldn't match up with Minnesota when all was said and done. And then the 7 seed was the Warriors against the Rockets, and the Warriors went up 3-1. Rockets come back, win 2 big games. They get the last game at home, and the Warriors, it just looked like their experience took over to me. They played sort of a sloppy in the mud game, which is weird because you think about the Warriors, you think about Steph Curry and bombing threes and all these points, and now the Warriors are kind of like the old grizzled veterans.
Right.
Steph Curry, I think, had 0 points at the half 2 nights ago, but he comes out and really has a good second half and leads them to victory. And so the Warriors are going to play the T-Wolves, which is actually, frankly, I think this is the better matchup. I know it's 6 and 7, but I feel like these 2 teams are legit better than the 2 teams they faced. Houston's got some good talent, but it's very young and inexperienced, and they probably peaked a little early to get that 2 seed. And the Lakers, it was just sort of fool's gold. They weren't going to go very far. It's LeBron and Luka, and then, a bunch of nice role players, or I say bunch, a couple of nice role players, and then not much else. So I think Minnesota, you look at what they have, they've got.
And J.J. Redick's the coach of the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's an odd time. All right, we got to take one more break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Alex City and west side of the lake. It's time to celebrate because the all-new Lake Martin Pizza is open with the area's best pizza, and it's just down Highway 63 South in our town. Lake Martin Pizza of Highway 63 has a huge outdoor seating area with enclosed heated comfort, a full bar with cold beer, wine, and full spirit selection with family ownership and fun for the whole family. Dine in or pick up. It's just a short drive to our town and is hands down the area's best pizza. Like us on Facebook to see upcoming live entertainment and watch sports on our 360 wraparound TVs. Rejoice! Lake Martin Pizza on Highway 63 is ready for you.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
This spring and summer, make your land, farming, lawn, and landscaping needs have zero risk and 100% success with Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. With 0% financing on all our Mahindra tractors, many with up to 84-month terms. Our inventory of Mahindra tractors and farm implements is beefed up, and more are coming in daily. We also have extended 0% terms on Spartan mowers to handle your mowing needs with the best and zero-turn mowers priced to move. At Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, your authorized Mahindra and Spartan dealer.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is Andrew McGreer at Dunning Roofing. At Dunning Roofing, we specialize in high-quality, premium roofs. We don't build roofs that just meet code requirements. We build quality roofs with premium materials that significantly exceed our competitors' warranties. We put money on your roof, not in our pockets. If you're looking for a top-quality roof, call Dunning Roofing today for your free quote at 256-307-7601 or visit us at DunningRoofingAL.com for more information.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here. Minutes left in tonight's show. 256-234-6221. Phone line's been burning up tonight, so try to get the call.
It's burn up, apparently.
Try to get the call in if you can. How about this? Happy birthday today, Bob Seger.
Okay.
Okay, a little old-time rock and roll for you if you like.
That's fine.
Born on this day, 1945.
Okay.
Night Moves.
Oh, that is fantastic.
That's a good one. Against the Wind.
Also great.
I mean, Main Street.
Down on it's fine.
Main Street. Old-time rock and roll. That's a little overplayed.
It's risky business ruined it.
I don't know. Or did they make it?
They made it, and then they ruined it.
How about Hollywood Nights?
I like that, but Night Moves is clearly number one. Against the Wind is clearly number two. Then you can bunch whatever you want.
I would. Okay. So you like Night Moves above Against the Wind?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because it tells the story of all of us. It's how we all grew up.
Really? Okay. It tells the story of all of us. Yeah. I can dig it. All right. Happy birthday today, George Clooney. I used to like George. He's kind of a wacko, but I
just can't deal with the whole limousine liberal, he rails against billionaires. He himself is practically a billionaire. I mean, just the hypocrisy is not lost on me. I don't mind people champion a cause, but I don't know. He's sort of a do as I say, not as I do guy to me.
Well, and he doubles down because now he's doing this Broadway play where he's like Edward R. Murrow, and he gets up and lectures everybody about being a journalist and the integrity of being a journalist. Now, of course, you have to only present one side of it. And you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
But he has been in some movies that I've enjoyed from time to time. From Dusk Till Dawn.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to be hard to top that one for me. I like Dust Till Dawn. And plus,
Do you know
Selma
why?
Hayek is so incredible in that movie. For the brief period of time she's in it. It may be...
She turns into a snake, man.
She is she might be the new Linda Carter. Like so good looking. I mean, even at this, I mean, she's I think she's well into her 50s
saw
now, right?
Desperado the other night.
Yeah. She's amazing. Amazing. I mean, Selma Hayek is amazing.
I agree. Out of Sight was a really good movie.
Yeah, it. Who was in that? George Clooney was in it. And
J-Lo?
J-Lo, that's who it was, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Michael Keaton's in it.
Okay.
Briefly.
It was
Dennis Farina.
It was actually out of sight for me. I have not seen it.
It's actually a
I like
pretty
Dennis
good movie,
Farina.
to be perfectly honest. Perfect Storm.
I like Perfect Storm.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Good cast.
Good cast.
Sad. True story.
Sad and a true story, and it really was legitimately a perfect storm.
Yeah. But I should say, based on a true story. You don't know what actually happened. You know.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not like anybody was there to see
it's not
it.
like they filmed it, okay? Yeah. So, I mean, this is their irony.
Well, we know they didn't make it back.
They did not. But who knows? I like the story that they came up with. Pretty good. Yeah. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? I love that movie.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm not as gaga about it as a lot of people, but it's fine.
It's
really
good.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
How about, have you ever seen The American?
No.
It's good. That's a good movie.
I find the irony of George Clooney in a movie called The American.
The American.
Choking.
He is an assassin that gets basically they are sending an assassin to assassinate him, but he goes off to this little town in Italy.
Isn't that every assassin movie?
Pretty much, but it's a drama. It's a very drama heavy, but he does a pretty good job. And he's a good actor, I think. Gravity. Did you see that one with Sandra Bullock?
Yeah.
See, now that one, I would say, I would lean more toward that one is like, everybody made a big deal about it, but it was fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Ocean's 11.
You know, I liked it, and then they just milked it to
First
death.
one was good. Second one was nah.
Yeah.
Third one was.
And then they redid it with an all-female cast, and it just wasn't very good again. I mean, it's like
nobody saw it.
See, it goes back to Big Trouble in Little China. As far as I know, they didn't have a sequel.
Mm-mm.
They may have.
Did not.
But I don't think they did. See, sometimes it's good for a movie just to stand alone. Like, you know, Die Hard 2. Good movie, okay? Good. But eventually, and Michael Scott actually talked about this on The Office one time. Like, eventually, you know, the thing
Does everything come back
really
to The
does.
Office?
Like, initially, Die Hard was great because, you know, you're trapped in this building. He's unknown territory. You know, he's barefooted, which is wild. You don't think it's a big deal till all the glass is broken or whatever. And then, okay, it's like, it's kind of coincidental that he's in an airport and the same kind of things happen. It just so happens to be where all this other stuff's going down.
His wife even says, why does this stuff keep happening to us?
And then, you know, Die Hard, I think it was 4, where he's with Samuel L. Jackson.
3.
Was that 3? Okay. Well, that one was pretty good, but it wasn't like you lose the confinement. You know, it's sort of like how they kept doing 24, and then by the 4th season, they were like, it's not really 24 hours anymore. We got plenty of time. But then, you know, this last one, apparently he's in Moscow for some reason, and he's jumping like motorcycles into helicopters. I mean, hey, look, I was with you on the whole, what was the Die Hard where he's with the kid that was in some of those little teen movies that is a computer expert.
It's like Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Is that what it was?
I can't keep them apart. One was Die Harder or one was Die Hardest.
Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance wasn't bad and because the plot kind of made some sense. But you're like, eventually we got to say, John McClain, maybe you just need to retire. I mean, he's got to.
Well,
now.
yeah. There ain't no. Yeah, he's done for.
He's going to be on your dead or alive list for too long.
I'm afraid that's true. So, what's your favorite George Clooney movie? Dusk Till Dawn.
What was the first one you said?
Dusk Till
Dusk Till
Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah. And they did do a sequel on that, and apparently it was god awful.
Yeah, they did, but he was not in it.
Now, and they also didn't they do a Dusk Till Dawn TV show? I think they did.
I don't.
But again, the whole point of that show was you make it to this bar in Mexico in the middle of nowhere, and you're confined again. Like, all these best movies are best when you're confined in a space and you still got to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
You know. And the vampires in that movie looked.
And have Salma Hayek in it. That helps.
Yeah, that is true. Like, if you put Salma Hayek in Caddyshack 2, all of a sudden you're like, okay, I could make it through this.
I'm on board.
Yeah, I'm in.
So, all right, let's take one more break. We'll be back with one final segment of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
If you're tired of the same old, and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City.
At Russell Medical, we're proud of our exceptional nurses, like Nurse Brandy Worthy. Brandy represents the selfless, compassionate clinical leader patients expect and coworkers admire. Brandy was recently honored with the Nightingale Award for Nursing Excellence for her high standards, sound judgment, and caring manner. Her passion for her profession inspires us all.
Being a nurse is not just what you do, it's who you are. I'm proud to be a part of the nursing team at Russell Medical. We are the link between all hospital services, providing you with exceptional, personalized care.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindawa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Main Street Family Urgent Care.
Main Street Family Care offers a wide array of services that allows them to treat many conditions, and they also offer primary care. In addition to these services, they also offer DOT physical exams, lab testing, sports physicals, and vaccines. They accept most major insurance plans, including Medicaid. Main Street Family Care opens 7 days a week.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
SignSource is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, the Pacers shocked the Cavs with a game-winning three-pointer.
Well, it's even more amazing than that. It was Tyrese Halliburton missed a free throw I'm assuming on purpose, but I couldn't really tell. But there was like 10 seconds left when he did it, and they're only down 2. So he missed the free throw. It gets tapped back out to him. He sort of situates himself, then makes act like he's going to drive, then pulls it back out, pops a 3, and nails it with 1.1 to go.
So the Pacers are up now 2-0 on the Cavs. The 1 seed Cavaliers.
Okay, so you could have, boy, you want to talk about something funky. What if you ended up in the Eastern Conference with the
Pacers and
the Knicks, old school? Because help me out here. Did the Pacers go to the finals? Did they ever go to the finals against the Lakers? Did they? Because see, when Reggie Miller was there, they couldn't get, they obviously couldn't get past the Bulls or Detroit or any of those.
They went to finals one year because Larry Bird took them.
Yeah,
as the coach.
And I think they played. I thought they played the Lakers, but I'm not 100%.
I can't remember.
I can't either.
They didn't win, obviously.
But boy, that. How'd you?
What year would that have been?
Oh God, I'll have to look it up. Justin sounds like a job for Justin.
Yeah.
But Indiana is such a basketball crazy state, and the Indiana Hoosiers have been so bad in basketball. Or at least bad by their standards, at least. I mean, they
could that have been one of those years that they played the Rockets?
May have played the Rockets. I did have that fleeting thought, and then I was like, boy, I feel like it was the Lakers, but maybe it was the Rockets. The Rockets beat.
It wouldn't have been. I was going to say it wouldn't have been in the 90s.
The Rockets beat the Knicks one time, I know.
Yes.
And the Rockets never played the Bulls. So it makes sense that it would have been the Pacers, because I don't know anybody else that would have gone.
The Rockets were there in '94 and '95.
Yeah, and they probably did beat the Pacers. You're probably right.
That sounds about right.
And it makes sense that the Pacers would be there then, because that was when Jordan was in flux.
Yep.
Okay. But I mean, hey, y'all give us a break. That was 30 years ago.
This is true. That is crazy.
It's hard to believe that was 30 years ago, too.
Yes.
God, those Rockets teams were so much fun. With like every game, it felt like Ori would hit a big shot or Hakeem would just dog David Robinson.
Hakeem was so much fun.
He had all these moves, and he wasn't like – he was a good leaper, but he wasn't like this magnificent dunker.
Oh, no.
But he had these moves that just –
Well, he could – that's back when centers could shoot.
Yeah.
18-footers, 18 to 12. I mean, in hook shots, and they were doing moves, and everything was just. It wasn't just come down and shoot a 3.
Yeah,
basketball was so much more fun back then. Kids, look it up.
I don't know. These last few playoff games have been great, though. Every one of the playoff games so far.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just talking about the style of basketball.
I agree with you.
It's just more beautiful. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for being with us. Join us next Tuesday, same time, same channel, and join me and JJ tomorrow for the Auburn Blitz, 12 o'clock. All right, he's Luke. He's off now. We'll talk again soon.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Land Landowners, farmers, and landscapers, it's time to fall back this fall at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor on Highway 280 in Alex City. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor has the year's best terms on almost all our Mahindra tractors. Now, get up to 84 months of 0% financing on Mahindra 1600 to 4500 series tractors. And package up with all your implement needs. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has 0% financing or up to $1,000 rebates on most 24 Spartan zero-turn mowers. The rates can't fall anymore at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor.
Summertime is a special time. Time on the water, time away from work, and more time with family and friends. Make sure your heart is ready for the season with an appointment at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.